Hey everybody, Roxabox9 here with another top 10 EDH Commander card countdown. So we got almost to 100 likes, but I'm just too excited to wait, so we're gonna just go for it and bring up Izzet. This is the top 10 Izzet cards in EDH Commander. For those who don't know, Izzet is blue and red, so the cards have to have blue and red in the card, but no other colors. And these cards are going to be really good in Izzet decks, blue-red decks that are only blue-red, as well as in 3 and 5 color decks as much as possible. And what we're going to do is have the cards that are more blue-red oriented towards the beginning, the 10 part of the scale, and the cards that are more general and can fit into more decks as we go up towards number 1. So I'll start at number 10 with Joyer of the Gitu, and the reason being because she's really not used all too often in other decks, or one of the Izzet commanders. She's a very, very powerful commander. She messes around with time counters, plays around with suspend, makes it easy-ish to cheat things into play. Very well-known commander. She was reprinted actually in Modern Masters. As you see, this is the Modern Masters card, and I have to say she's very well played and very strong card, but mostly used in a Izzet only deck, so that's why she's number 10. Number 9, we have Dominus of Fealty, and the reason being, though he is incredibly powerful, he's 5 hybrid blue-red, which makes him very awkward to run in 3 and 5 color decks, particularly 5 color, but even 3 color. He really is a king in Izzet because he's 5 or a 4/4 flying who allows you to take control of a permanent until end of turn, and this is for every single turn. You untap it, it gains haste, it's any permanent. They'll be worried about plussing up their planeswalkers because if they plus them up too high, you take it during your turn, use it, untaps it to take their most powerful land that you can then use, messes around with their creatures, artifacts, enchantment, it messes around everything on the field, and you get to use one of someone else's permanents every single turn. It's a monster card, really powerful in EDH Commander. Number 8, we have Nin the Pain Artist. Again, she is a commander card because she's a legendary creature in these colors, and she was actually designed for EDH Commander. She's part of the Commander product. 2 for a 1/1 that allows you to tap X and 1 of each of her colors. To tap her, it does X damage to a creature, and that creature's controller draws X cards. She's a wizard, so she fits with a wizard-themed build, if you'd like that. The fact that she is able to ping a creature and then help that player allows her to be very political, which is why she's in the Zedru Political Puppets commander deck. The fact you can ping your own stuff to draw cards is also really, really nice. She's a very flexible card, but she is, she's not the greatest card draw for these colors, and so I'm keeping her back at number 8. Number 7, we have Nin Illuminatus. Very cool name, Nin Illuminatus, and even the art is really awesome. 7 for a 3/5 flying, gives all your instants and sorceries replicate, which in Izzet colors, particularly Izzet only decks, blue and red, you have a lot of instants and sorceries. Very, very powerful spell focus, and so for him making all your spells, all your instants and sorceries at least, able to be played multiple times for their mana cost is really fantastic in EDH. It lets you double up and triple up on your spells. In terms of the colors of blue and red, it's very chaotic, letting you mess around with spells and do crazy more damage. I'm a big fan of the card, and I think that it fits really, really well with Izzet. Number 6, we have Counter Flux. It's the blue-red counterspell that I think is any good in EDH because it can't be countered, so it can't be prevented itself, and it counters a spell you don't control. Slight limitation, I guess, but not really. And the fact that you can overload it allows you to prevent infinite combos, allows you to prevent storm craziness, allows you to mess around in a multiplayer field where players are countering and playing up their stuff. Very fun card, flexible counterspell, number 6. 5, we have Invoke the Firemind, which is a flexible card. It kind of fits into both blue and red really, really well. You have the card draw aspect, that it's a stroke of genius for a little bit more awkward color choice, but still, stroke of genius. You can draw X cards, or you can do X damage to a creature or player. The fact that you have a blaze effect and a massive card draw effect, both on the same card and make it flexible, very, very Izzet themed, very nice card in EDH. Number 4, we have Izzet, the Firemind himself. Yes, he is a little awkward with 2 blue and 2 red, but he's a very strong card drawing engine, and it's very easy to combo him off with lots of stuff. 4 for flying, whenever you draw a card, he deals a damage, and you can tap him to draw a card. Having a card draw constantly on a stick and being able to untap him, it allows you to chain damage and draw cards. Blue and red, perfect in terms of flavor, very strong commander, also I've seen used in dragon builds and of course in wizard builds. So he fits into 2 different tribal themes, which I think makes him a little better than, say, Jehoira in terms of his place on the list. And come on, that flavor text is so awesome. Number 3, we got Nuklavi. Now we're getting to the very flexible cards, which is part of the reason it's upper on the list. 6 with hybrids, so fairly easy to play. 6 for a 4/4. Enters the battlefield, you may return a red sorcery. When it enters the battlefield, you may return a target blue instant. It allows you to play around with both blue and red spells, getting things back from your graveyard, so it gives you recursion. Decent body for 6. The body's not the main thing, though. It's basically return 2 spells from your graveyard to your hand. Flexible card. It's used in a lot of EDH decks, especially on budget builds, but in general, lots of decks can use the flexibility it provides, and of course, if you can do some sort of flicker or multiple effect on it, it gets really, really powerful. Number 2, we have Ral Zarek. Yes, the man with the suspenders, Ral Zarek, is number 2. 2 blue and a red, so again, Izzet, but flexible, because it's only 1 of each. 4 taps a permanent and untaps another permanent. This is really flexible in EDH. It allows you to lock down an opponent's for your turn. So of course, if they have creatures that are annoying you or particular artifacts that are really annoying, even just locking down their land so they don't have enough to counter or prevent you or stop you from what you're doing can be really good. I think the untapped another permanent at the same time is even better because it allows you to reuse stuff on your end. In standard, not quite the biggest deal, but in EDH, being able to untap some really powerful, super crazy effects makes that, I think, much more useful in ability. 3 damage to our creature or player, not such a big deal, but you can hit Voltron commanders, you can finish off a player. It's just a decent ability. And of course, 7 is a lot of fun in EDH. It really makes a big deal being able to get 2 or 3 extra turns. And in EDH, Commander, you could actually get that off. That would be kind of a big deal. But I like the fact that he's a very flexible planeswalker. First ability is really good. Second ability is fine. Third ability is great. Number 1, drumroll please. Steam Augury. Yes, I actually put a card from Theros, which is the newest set on this list. Mostly because of all the blue-red cards, it really is the most flexible Izzet card. It's only 1 of each color and 2. Instant speed. Factor Fiction. Yes, it's not as good as Factor Fiction, I understand. But it's very close. And for an Izzet card, it's just it's just the best Izzet card. It's very cheap. Many decks that aren't pure Izzet would run it. And it's an instant speed draw effect. There's nothing else I can say that's really bad about it. If you're running Factor Fiction, you'll run Steam Augury as a second version of it, just to have it. Steam Augury? Yeah, pretty awesome. Those are my top 10 Izzet cards. Let me know what you guys think about my choices down below. Please like the video. Hopefully we can get it up to about 100 likes, and I'll be putting up the next guild. Please let me know which guild colors you want me to focus on next down below in the comments section. As well, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe so you can get in on my 3,000 subscriber giveaway that's going on right now. You can check it out on my channel page. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.